There
quick
you
tap.
go. Don't touch it.
Just like I just very quick on it.
Hold it up. Scan it
So,
around.
where are you? You're in a parking lot. Congratulations, you made it. I know, big deal. Told you I'd take you guys to weird spots that the other ghost stores don't go to. There's nothing for them to see here. However, it allows my groups of 10 to 12, when I do go that high, to be able to spread out. Luckily for us, it's a Wednesday, which means there's only 2 cars in here, and they're probably going to be leaving here shortly. But what is this place? This used to be the Eliza and Charles Pinckney Mansion. Their mansion actually sat in the front of this space facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with 5 Church Restaurant, came all the way across. We are standing in the servant and slave quarters for the home. That's the layout of the land. By the way, communication devices, this is where I start withholding information on purpose. I will not be giving you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did over there with the big red barn. Just kind of keep that in mind. You will be getting the answers from your spirit boxes. So, who the heck were Eliza and Charles? They had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case nobody was paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. I need to know which one is here, so in the event that Kimberlee hears the name Charles, hopefully you get to tell me which one it is, with something specific about that specific Charles. You guys are hopefully seeing the point on that. Now, the son and the nephew, signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for us. I hate politics more than all of you combined. We're going to move on. If I don't give the gentlemen their recognition, they will do it for me in a nasty manner through a spirit box. Dozens and dozens of times I've actually heard things like that. Like, hey, where's this? Where's that? Like things have come through that's not radio chatter. So, actual disembodied voices. Moving on. We're going to talk about Eliza instead. Much better story, much better history. Eliza marries Charles at a young age according to today's standards. If you're going to ask her how old she was when she got married, do not expect numbers from colonial days of when young ladies got married like 12 and 14. Think of today's standards because her husband was over double her age when they married. It was creepy then, it's creepy now. I'm just going to put that out there. And that's just my opinion. So if you guys know somebody with the age gap, once I reveal what that is, my apologies. It's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. I've had couples in front of me with the 23-year age gap right in front of me. They're like, you got to kind of keep that in mind. Anyway, moving on. She married him because her father was over in England. Dad thinks he's dying over there and wants to see his kids one last time. Eliza didn't believe he was dying, so she stayed put right here and got married. It's 1744. You don't get married in that year to earn a green card because we're not a country. It's no such thing. She did marry this guy out of love. So this is a true love story, everybody. There's nothing horrific about this story whatsoever. It's a place of respect, if nothing else. Moving on. She was correct. Dad did not die right away. Instead, he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of those gifts happened to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant that makes your blue jeans blue. That's what we use it for. When Eliza got those seeds, though, she didn't know what to do with them. It's not always this kind of temperature here. I know you might think so, but it's not. We do get some cold weather. She had to learn from the servants and slaves how to keep it going, and then learned how to make the dye, moved it to a cash crop, and got a hold of Dad and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill. They were going to make a killing with the indigo. And we now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. Something absolutely unheard of. So that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys all showed up to come see me. So here's what's going to happen. With each communication device, except for Gabe, because his is busted, I'm going to give you guys, I know, I'm going to keep giving him a hard time. You guys all right with that, right? I figured as much. Perfect.
The harder, the better.
Good. I conditioned right back
He's the one to get it.
I figured he could take it. Like, he's got thick skin. I like it. So I'm going to give focus questions to every communication device that's here. Those focus questions could be said out loud, or you could just focus on them. That's why they're called focus questions. Also, remember, I'm here 5 to 7 nights a week, depending on the weather. Eliza knows what the hell you guys are going to be asking. We also have 3 cameras running and all the communication devices, plus my voice recorder. If Kimberlee's asking a question, that answer can go anywhere. That's why you're going to tell me all the silly things that are coming out of your spirit boxes and what words you're getting, no matter if they're, just give me 3 letters or more on the words. Though 2 as if, like 2-letter words. I don't need that crap. Sorry, I talk very fast, guys. I want to get you guys to work. So, Noelle, we're going to start off with yours. You're going to be focused on Eliza's death. So 4 major questions about that we get answers to. Age, how old she was when she died, what she died from, where she's buried, and which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. 4 very specific questions. By the way, if anybody goes rogue with your questions, be respectful. No yes/no questions. Don't ask about the children. I'll explain before we leave the space. You're going to be looking for Eliza's full initials, ELP. I'm not going to tell you what the L stands for because that's what Sylvia's going to be looking for with her device. So any other words that show up that are 3 letters or more, and the letters ELP in order, no anagram, no like PLE or EPL, like ELP. Eliza Pinckney with an L in the middle. That's the easiest way to remember it. Your device only gives us 1 to 2 syllables at a time. you're going to be focused on the mansion, what happened to it. If you get the what, we often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of what happened to the mansion, like the very, very specific numbers. So kind of keep that in mind. Keep in mind, if you do hear anything else, remember it's 75% accurate on your end. So it might be relevant that you don't know. I mean, if you hear the word Kia, I want to know that you heard the word Kia. You don't know that we're not next to somebody who had actually invented a part for a Kia. That's kind of the whole relation behind it. Yours is kind of a catch-all. That's the beauty of it. You're going to be looking for the maiden name, of course, so you can ask directly or focus like what the maiden name was. The reason why I'm giving you guys this maiden name piece is because there's 2 wives named Eliza, back to back. First wife died in January, 5 months later he married the one I just told you about with the indigo. So kind of a jerk move if you really think about it. They both have a maiden name that starts with the letter L. Figure out which Eliza would be. That's the great part about this.
I gotta tell. My stepdad married my mother, who's Pat, and then married another Pat, so he ended up with Pat Shea for both wives.
Wow.
So, no difference.
No different, unless the maiden name actually has the same initial. Like, do their maiden names have the same?
I have no idea.
Okay. Sorry, I have to sneeze, but you guys are all going to spread out, and I'm going to keep Gabe, and I'll catch up with Noelle once, because she's doing really well over there, so I'm going to let her type away. But yeah, spread out, stay away from the 2 vehicles. If anybody's going your way, like heading through the lot, just point your cameras in a different direction. So do we have anything going? Oh, we're going to turn your sensitivity.
I got on here is RTXSGM.
I just cranked up your sensitivity because there is no electricity in here. You should not be getting anything. Landon, did you get any numbers since we've been here?
I got a K.
Okay, I want to ask real quick, where does this thing read? Because I've been getting random spikes.
What do you mean, where does it read?
Like the...
Yeah.
Like, do you have any electronics
It's
near
in
it?
the top antenna.
I
No,
have
the antenna
this.
does something
This
else.
And
it?
I'm keeping it like right here.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Because I've been getting like random spikes. It went all the way up to like 8.
Okay.
So go ahead and turn this on.
Yeah, unmute it. Let's get you working. So yeah, 8 is your new baseline. Don't give me anything below 8. Let's say you get a 10 next. Don't give me anything below 10. See how we're going to grow the numbers so we don't have to write them all down back and forth? But yeah, 8 is where the baseline is.
So like it reads, so like the reading comes from up here.
Get the reading, it gets the reading.
Okay, can I thought I was like...
I got KRDFN.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
do I do if I see something on here?
If you see something on there and you're not sure if it's a ghost, ask them to do something, like raise their right hand. And if you get a reaction, we obviously have a ghost.
It's gonna be red, right?
No, I actually have it set up to where it's going to show up purple. I'm going to come to you guys next just because there's a lot of things with that I'm sure you're going to be helping her out with.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like little caveats with that. So I'll show you like what it picks up. And anything with leaves is not your friend, just so you know. It's not a hangman in the tree. It's not a real ghost. It's the leaves.
Gotcha. And I'm looking for LPM. LPN, right?
ELP. Eliza Pinky.
ELP. I got you.
All right.
Good thing you didn't make me ask questions. I would have asked.
Hold it up and walk.
I'm so petty. I would just ask that straight. And you would have stuck all up to everybody else's
I saw something.
Uh-oh, stop. Oh, that's a pole. Hold on, wait, stop. Hold it up. Hold it up. That's the pole.
Huh.
I don't know, am I supposed to ask something about the mansion? Like, when did it get destroyed? When did the mansion get destroyed? When did it burn down? How long were you here? It's the plant.
Like if nothing's around it, that's a ghost.
Can you say Jessica's name again? Can you say Jessica's name again?
this way. Go slow. Not momentarily.
What you getting?
How long were you married? Check it over there.
Can you please raise your hand? Can you please raise your hand? Okay. Can you? Okay. Oh. No, I don't want to get no one. I'm not getting nothing right now. It's just showing everything around us. Can you please raise your hand? Can you please raise your hand? Can you please raise your right hand? Can you please raise your hand? Can you please show up again? Can you please raise your hand? There's something showing up on my screen. Can you please raise your hand? It says that's right there. Can you please come close to me and tap me? Nice. Can you please wave your hand? Can you please raise your right hand?
I know it sucks because I love going through these every morning. Awesome. 1 second. And let's get some notes for you. Read them off to me. I'll cherry pick what I like. How about that? Yeah.
At first, we had a strange beeping noise.
let's start with what you had starting from here.
From here?
Yeah, for this location.
What do you want from me?
Okay.
No need. Don't take. He's older. There's more screeching than trouble without me. Loyalty. Young love. If you knew. I'm selfish. I'm lost. Don't make a sound. Gave you.
I like all the things you had that looked like they were relevant to the marriage. He's older, loyalty, young love. Those are the things that I wrote down.
All right.
So it kind of gives you an idea to where you don't need to literally write down everything.
Yeah, I'm just taking note.
Right, and I get it. And I'll cherry pick with that every single time, just so you know.
I'm a quick typer too. So.
I've seen that. You got a lot going on there.
I keep seeing stuff right there and right there.
Let me show you why. Point your camera back up there. So let me show you how to do this. So, reason why you're seeing things over there, we're probably at a wrong angle. Let's move over this way a little bit. Come over here with me. Let me know when you see them on there.
I see it. I see
Perfect. So the reason why is because this post is in front of that building. So this thing is spraying out a bunch of dots. Who's got the infrared camera? Infrared. Who did I hand that off to?
Is it the one?
Oh, Maddie. So,
See?
yep, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm trying to show her how this works, but your camera does a perfect job. So I want you to point your camera like down this area. So do you see all the dots that are kind of flailing up? Whoa,
That's creepy.
it is.
That is.
Even better yet. So
Wait,
Kenzie,
what
point
was
your
it?
camera at the ground. Point it directly at the ground. Now you do the same thing. Point your camera at the ground. You see those dots? Like move your camera. Why is it not showing?
Oh, because it's dark down there.
Yeah, but it still should be able to see the dots that it's spraying out. Which is good. It's spraying the dots out. It's just a matter of But normally, what's happening is like those dots are going out, and wherever they fall, if there's ones that are shorter than the other ones, that's where the stick man goes. So if you like point that at the tree, you're gonna have stick man in the camera because all the leaves are gonna be in front of another leaf. So you're gonna see like, you know, people in the tree as well, but they're not really people. It's just the leaves.
I got 3.6. I mean,
3.6.
yeah, I got
So
I got a bunch of different readings, but they all go like right back there.
that's good. That's what you want. Where were the other ones that you had? Anything above that 8?
Why did that picture look like
I know, right? Okay, point it up. Look. Oh, purple. We saw purple.
Purple?
Look, move it around a little bit more. Oh, look. No way. Look, that just happened.
Wait, oh, silly.
Purple popped up and that happened. Purple popped up on our thing and then that happened. And they're moving.
It's always gonna look like it's moving because it's generating.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
Hey, look this way a little bit. Like, hold it up and look.
Wait, look, I also have the board.
Wait, you see an orb?
No.
This way.
Sparkling thing. You really saw that?
No, that's just a rock.
Silly.
Gabe, go point your thing over there again and see them.
I don't get anything. You have to. Yeah, it just shows up.
Silly.
It shows that creepy gun.
Purple thing.
Raise your hand, please.
Something popped up.
Raise your right hand.
Like it chopped up with like 5 shadows. Yeah, look. Wait,
Look.
Look, it has legs. Look, it has legs.
No, and that might just be something over there.
Can you please raise your right hand?
It just. You saw that too?
Holy!
Four different times? It was a lot. Like he was up for it a lot. So if we get like the number 4 and you
Wait,
go
keep
with
looking
Canada,
around because it was over there, remember?
it might be
Look,
a
it's going that way.
especially if we get to Charles. His name is Charles.
Look, it popped up again.
No, it showed Maddie.
No, it was purple. It wasn't green. Look, look, show it. Point, just point it that way.
She
Okay,
shows
that's
Papa.
No, those aren't going to change color, Gabe, just so you know. It's just a green screen with purple stick men.
I know. We were pointing it out into the distance. There was nobody walking by. A purple figure showed up. It was like sitting in the air, but it had legs. She said, "Raise your right hand," and it popped up for a frame. It was like this.
I went check
You were
it out.
recording?
It was at a 4.1, and I'm pretty sure it might have been the longest it stayed
So
at
it
that
was like
number.
this in the air on
I'm
the car,
pretty sure that was
and
the
then they
longest it
did
stayed at that
this.
number.
It was like this in the air on the car, and then it did.
It said 4.1, I think.
When wind popped up, I thought that was
Manny, guess what? I pointed it to right there, and
I know I was behind you, and then you told it to raise your right hand, and it did.
I just saw it.
I was standing right behind you, sweetheart, when he did it.
I got a picture of apples.
Did you?
It's gone now. Look, it just popped up again. Point it up a little bit. Whoa, what's going on there? Back up a
Probably.
little bit. Look, back up a little bit, Mackenzie. Views.
There was someone right there. See?
Are you sure it's not the pillar?
No.
Oh no, there was,
was
a stick figure,
in
and
the
she
tree.
said raise your right hand, and it did.
It was
I
like
could have gotten
it was
closer to that
standing.
tree.
Okay, baby, I love you, but please stop being so loud, okay?
Nanny, can you please move?
Now I'm not in there now. But I was standing behind her, and the stick figure. in
It was
purple,
obviously there.
And she said raise your hand, and it did. Your right hand, and it did.
So that was definitely a ghost.
Probably.
Okay, yeah, it's not working. Okay, that's just a pole. That's just a pillar.
Why don't you come with me? I'll try and find some readings. We can see if we can team up.
Yeah, team up's a good one. Let's see this over here. Okay, I'm seeing some stuff. That's probably just a truck.
Might be. It's like specking like that. Yeah, that might be the spec.
My throat's hurting very bad now because I'm getting so scared. I'm about to pee my pants or something. This place is so... No, this place is so hot. My throat is freaking hurting. Freaking hurting right now. Let's see up there. Oh, no, you might want to move a tiny bit. No.
Found something?
No way. It was right there.
Hold on.
Also asked for her maiden name. Right. Kenzie, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. Driving away.
Yeah, Sylvia, I was pulling it up there, and then I said, can you please raise your right hand? And it did this. Yeah, it is on record. It's on voice and record.
So a couple of things have changed for us, unfortunately. I cannot get Noel's device to recognize the SD card from the other machine, so unfortunately we're going to be relying on whatever Noel hears in real time. There will be no recording from that spirit box, so I'm going to ask that you try to stay near somebody with a camera. Doesn't matter which one, they all record audio. So again, hopefully you guys will get a little bit from that. So again, Noelle's doing a great job so far. Like, she's overhearing things. So again, I've only cherry picked her list so far. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Now, the device I gave over to Gabe is normally part of our end grand finale. That's part of the Estes method. You guys might be familiar with that since you all watch the TV shows, the blindfold test with the spirit box. You guys know what I'm talking about? So I normally take it to another level, and I normally hand somebody a virtual reality headset and put this crazy device in there that creates images out of EMF, like Landon's device. So the images so far that you have, the actual pictures. So yeah, let me take a quick look at those. So this one is
Okay, yeah, it's
the
not
first one that popped up for us.
It was
So
something.
what's weird about this is last
Yeah,
night we
that
had the
was
word
Gabe's
beans
hand.
show up, and I've had the phrase baked
My
beans
mom's
for
hand.
breakfast show up here in the past. We are talking about an English woman. So again, this looks like somebody from the 1700s to me. It's a vague stretch because there's nothing specific about Indigo or Eliza specifically, but you're getting the point. I didn't get to see all these images. This is indoor plumbing. This is not going to be a thing in the 1700s. Okay, so this one is a big scratch as well. Big giant greenhouse. The house was not green to my knowledge, nor was it in this type of shape. So again, I don't know which house this is. Most of these, this is normally about 50%, like 45% accurate.
That's Gabe's.
So I don't know who this Annabelle doll is or who brought her, but you guys
Yeah.
get the point. So again, another
Got
one of
at
those.
home.
Did see some shadow figures on here, and they think they may have caught something on the SLS camera at the same time that this picture actually appeared.
It did.
Green apples, that's actually relevant, and you're going to see why here in a minute. So that one's pretty specific. Did you get a chance to see the ship with the word cargo?
But the words did not line up.
But we're still at the same location. Not things are always going to be like ship then cargo. It might be cargo, 5 minutes later, we can generate a ship.
Gotcha.
It says like it has something like David or something on it. They all start with D.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dave. Dave.
Go over there.
I see it. There's two of them. There's a third. So, let me just bring something up. I do this every night. The name David keeps showing up here, and it keeps showing up at another location we're going to be visiting later on. I have researched the hell out of David. I don't know who the hell this person is, and I keep hearing it on spirit boxes. It shows up on the word list. We've even had Dave being spelled out for us. I have no idea who this David is.
Dave must need some help.
Apparently. I mean, this guy, I'm literally, his
He
name
must
is
be a
all
different
over this
ghost.
picture.
He must be a
Like,
different
it's
ghost.
all over it.
Dave came to ask if Dave was showing up on my list.
That's crazy.
But he's not talking to me.
Wow.
There must be another ghost here that we don't know about.
Unless somebody's following me around. Because again, it might be. And so, who knows?
I mean, who is David?
12.1.
I don't know.
Well, I just asked a question, and what do you know? Something popped up. I said, who is David?
12.1.
And
Nice.
that one's not clear.
He gets a
it's,
12.
It's showing into a face.
Let's see that. Almost looks alien-like.
12.1.
Whoa, that's.
It's actually looking like a bird more and more. You see it?
Wait, it kind of looks like a.
Temperature hasn't really.
Wait, you know what that
changed
looks
by
like?
night.
You know those
Temperature
images
hasn't
of like
really
babies when they're in their stomach? That's what it kind of
So
looks
the
like.
temperature showed up, but it didn't give me a. It just says
Oh God.
David.
I
David.
have
What?
verified
Like I
it.
asked about
See?
David, and
I
then
don't
it
think
just immediately popped up.
This
All right.
is weird.
What do you got?
You think that's weird? Look at this.
Well, that's his job, and he can't figure out who David is.
I like
What?
flowers.
But now that you got my curiosity, I'm gonna go
Anything
home and try to
religious,
figure
you're in the
it
Holy
out.
City. You're going to get a lot of it. So there's no
That's
need to write
Dave.
it down.
I don't know.
Fern
He asked about Dave.
There was a
and
face
flowers,
that popped up for a
obviously. I like
second.
both of those. Those are the two I'm thinking.
He asked
Are you
about.
following him around on purpose?
Well, we're going to stop the questioning. My turn. Let's talk about Landon's readings. He got all the way up to a 12.1. Is that the last
Yes.
one? Perfect. So he had a couple of other readings all the way up to that. You guys all watch the TV shows, right? So here's how I normally measure things out. Your TV set measures about 40 to 60 milligauss. By the way, if you have a camera, hit that stop button. Kind of relax a little bit. And then you're going to hold it off to your side, just like this. So that way you have a full, like other side. Switch hands. There you go. And you're going to hold it nice and relaxed. And we're just going to have a nice, great view while we're here. So when I watch the video, if we got a man working towards us, we have a man walking towards us. That's the great thing. Alan's getting in position. He's already on. Love it, love it, love it. It's like a crypt.
Yeah, she has to keep her camera like that.
All right, so talk to me. What have we heard on these spirit boxes? Kimberlee, you're fine. Still music. No lyrics you can make out.
Lost coin.
I thought I heard
Blood?
103, like a radio station.
Yeah, and that's the stuff you should be getting. So I'm going to write down the number 3.
Okay.
So,
Nothing. No, what have you been getting?
well, read off your list. I know you got one.
Okay. So
Okay, please move.
something's got a hold of me.
Okay.
Lose control. Leave me be. Spell. It was a joke. All the time in a year. $1 million. Just stay. Lost cause. Everyone.
See stuff moving down there.
Yeah, there's people.
I like the it was a joke. That's very interesting. So you'll kind of see that as we kind of go through this. All right,
Is anyone there?
Kimberlee, back on mute again.
Please show
So
yourself.
I have sofa. I'll give you the last 5. Sofa.
David. You
unhappy,
gotta keep mentioning David,
plastic,
remember?
Uncle. Island. Criticism,
Come out if you
Lynn.
come out if your name's David.
Nobody wants
Thought
me to
somebody was unhappy.
Gotta try to put a
I
story
keep seeing
together.
stuff.
So all 3 cameras. By the way, Alan, you're upside
Come
down.
out if
Stop your video and flip the camera
you're a
over
friend
to the
from
left,
David.
and then start it back up again. In the event
No
some
one?
tours are going to come through here, because they probably will, they're going to come out of the ivy wall just right there.
What
by
happened to David?
So we'll just kind of lower our cameras, let them pass through, and of course, you know, you guys get the point. Yes, it is very warm down
Oh,
here. I try to breathe through
I'm
this
seeing
one.
something right there.
Really worse being spelled out towards Justin.
I've had MRU
SLRI is what
I'm
we're
seeing stuff.
So you'll see why here in just a minute. So remember, Landon, you're looking for an 8 or above. That's what we're looking for because of the parking, not the parking, but the lampposts are going to give off up to a 7. So let's kind of go through this. Every ghost tour comes down here, just so you guys know. And I was actually going to take this out of my route because every ghost tour comes down here. It's a safe. But this guy follows me around. He will show up at almost every location we go to.
What is the picture of
And
this?
it's because we're always going to be near a place of raised emotion for him. So you'll see why as we kind of move through the night. So here's what happens here. The doctor moves down here from Rhode Island, and that's why you're looking for the letters R.I., Rhode Island. The doctor's name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. In the event that the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up for Noel,
Look, it looks like a girl's in the picture.
and it's part of his name.
Manny,
That's why we hear
it looks like a girl's in
here.
here.
Anyway, Dr. Ladd moves
It
down
looks
here
like
because
a
he's supposed
girl's
to get
in
married
here.
to his fiancée, Amanda.
There's nothing there.
Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out
Okay,
with the
yeah.
cash flow, and the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's cash. So he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. He comes here to Charleston to prove that he's not after her money. He's going to start his practice down here and make his own. Well, on his way into town, he had a coachman. The coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. Not a very good start to his day here in Charleston. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. I love how all 3 camera people are just like staring. I love it. So again, I never get offended when like people ignore me, but I do get worried like when the other tours like come through. I'm like, oh, your camera.
Is anyone named David here?
I'm trying not to make them feel weird.
Okay.
But anyway,
You have to
somebody's
keep
walking by and
talking
seeing
about
what's
David.
happening with this coachman trying to kill the
Could
newcomer.
we find the word
And
David?
the person walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. Those are
Show yourself if your name's David.
Alright. That's the
Rhode
reason
Island.
why we actually have
Anyone?
that Ouija board device. We were getting the letters R.I.
No
on
one?
regular spirit boxes, so I bought that so we would be like very
Okay.
specific with it. We've gotten it about 6 or 7 times in the past year, just so you know, only around Ralph's name though. Anyway, moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy, the coachman, he's gonna try to kill you. Come with me to 59 Church Street. I got friends there that'll rent your room, you'll be safe and good to go. The doc took him up on the offer and the 2 gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. Proving his point, he's not after Amanda's money, he's making his own. I'm also making sure that we're not getting random tourists walking through here too. But anyway, so Amanda gets wind of this and she's moving down soon so they could be married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is the reason why I hate the story. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you're ever going to visit is going to have a cliche whistling ghost. We all have them. Ours just happens to be a doctor. Now, why are we in Dueler's Alley? That's the name of this place. It's called Philadelphia Alley now, but it used to be called Dueler's Alley. So Ralph and Dr. Ladd go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. So they go see Richard III one night, and they're arguing on their way home about the actress they just saw. Dr. Ladd thought she was
I'm
great.
getting
Ralph
footage.
did not. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance. Back home in Rhode Island, it got really ugly, and they went their
No
separate ways.
footage.
So Ralph has friends at the newspaper, tells them to put an ad in the paper for him, telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of thing. Doc saw the ad, but rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. Somebody's going to die. So they came down here, they took their 10 paces away from each other, they turned, Doc points his gun in the air, and he shoots. He did not want to kill his friend. He just wanted to have the courage to show up. So Ralph has his one bullet, still on his flintlock, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die, fell to the ground. Ralph proved his point. He's still ticked off. No way.
Ralph, you?
No, it's somebody else. Peter. No. I'll explain. Well, actually, just hold it up for everybody as I kind of finish up this story. It looks like a chalkboard with the word teach on it, spelled in a very odd, funny way. I'll explain that one in just a second. Again, bleed over, guys. So, where was I? Oh, Doc fell to the ground, his friends took him home. 59 Church Street. He actually died 10 days later on November 2nd of 1786 after refusing medical treatment. So, point out 2 things about that whole ending of the story. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself. He failed, obviously, because every ghost story tells you to listen for the whistles while you're down here.
Doctors make the worst patients.
I know, right? So, 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. We will capture disembodied whistles on one of those 4 devices if we're going to get anything at all. Keep in mind that Noel's device, I can't tell you how many times when I was spot checking or recording, and their whistling part of a song came up, and then the word doctor immediately from a commercial thereafter. Happens all the time. I don't look for it, it happens. So again, when I'm spot checking recordings, which we won't have tonight, minute 1,
Dave,
5,
please
10,
move.
15, 20, I already mentioned that. If it shows up on one of those things while we're here, obviously it's a big deal. So
Thank you.
if you're going to try this on your own, because you do live here, and you're going to walk all the way through here with the voice recorders from your phone, just remember that every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street throws a whistle down the alley. We all do it, me included. What the heck is that person doing out there? I hope he's a doll. I thought so. I was hoping so. Oh, you have a doll? I thought you said dog. Okay. Now,
Sorry.
about this alley, I've actually been thrown out of here. Let's get into that
Let me
because
see.
that actually explains.
Let me see. Let me see. Can I see what
Yeah,
gone.
I've been thrown out, and it's going to explain his teach that showed up on his chalkboard. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So the alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall halfway between us here at the gate and Cumberland Street because this used to be called Cow Alley. This is where they kept the livestock in the city of Charleston. Okay, so why am I telling you this? That means the bricks on the other side are older than the ones we're standing on. The bricks on the other side by Queen Street are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there and fingerprint swipes and others. I used to take my group all the way through down to the end for a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. You already know how I feel about cemeteries. That kid's not there. That's the last place you're going to find him. So, November 26th, 2020, I took my entire group down there for their history lesson. And but anyway, so I took them all the way down, and they're all huddled around the brick, waiting for something to happen.
Can
I
I
know
see?
nothing's going to happen. And I'm trying to shoo them along because I'm just trying to be respectful because we're standing outside a window of the
Oh,
beautiful
what is
mansion at the end of
going
the alley.
on right here?
The new owner of that mansion came out screaming. My daughter was on the tour that night, thought it was hysterical that Dad's getting yelled at.
I'm getting kind of
We moved on.
footage.
The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I worked in upper management for Walmart, and you all like to fight over cows on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I don't do Thanksgiving ever again now that I own my own business. However, the next day, this was the 28th of November, and I called my partner that brought me into tourism, and I told him what happened. He laughed at me just like my daughter did and said, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway. Otherwise, it's considered residential. It's off limits. So, I had to tell my team that night, I don't believe in the next story because I've never had anything happen over there. So, give me 1 second. So, I've never had anything happen with my gear. So, we're going to see what happens. I'm into vampires, not pirates. So, before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them which story we were going to be discussing and who we were going to be looking for. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. Now, we're not doing that story tonight because they're monitoring the location where we normally do that investigation for tourists to stay out of there. So we're on another repercussion where I have to readjust. However, before we got up and around the corner, somebody else heard the number 300, and I didn't know what that meant. So I wrote it down. Again, I didn't know much about pirates in Charleston. I do my research. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there November 28th of 2020, the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. So the problem for me is that pirate stories come from pirate lore, which is why I didn't want to do that story to begin with because it's too hard to fact check. Pirate lore comes from stories 100 years after the golden age of piracy, the days of Blackbeard. Does anybody know Blackbeard's real name? It is Edward Teach. That is his name. He has Teach. That's why I was like, no way. Yeah, that kind of thing. So we are going to be going up and around the corner, and we're going to be discussing something else where, so Maddie's camera, is it this Maddie? Oh. Maddie's camera is going to be the focus up there. I'm going to give you the story, and we're going to get like maybe 5 to 7 minutes of footage from all 3 cameras of what goes on at that location. We're still relatively close to the anniversary of what will happen there, but before we leave this very warm space, what do we have going on with your devices? Like you've been typing away like you're writing a novel. Like just read them off. Let's kind of see what we got.
Got a lot.
I see that.
Okay, so where did I leave off at?
Can't remember exactly. Give me 1 second. Lost. Everyone was the last word. Yes.
Okay, so I have don't go on somebody who loves me.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt
Oh,
anymore.
Oh.
Open road. It just won't stop. Scary. Girls. Alone. Need a reminder. No. 4. Hero. 15. Feels weird. Why don't we? Most important. Don't be afraid. Stay. Communication. Unappreciated.
Wow. Well, the guy was also a poet. So I don't always bring these things up, but that's where the word unappreciated comes from. His work wasn't published until after his death. His sister published it for him. And I've been actually reading some of it because I just ordered a copy of it a couple of months ago, so I've been sporadically picking it up. But his sister actually wrote a great introduction to his life. This guy was super smart. Was writing political speeches for
Gabe.
the politicians around here.
Move.
He's only 21 years old.
Move.
Just crazy. All the books that this guy used to read.
Out of some of those words, I just get like easier emotion.
Yeah, there's a
Like
lot
a
of
heartbreak type thing.
I've had kid exact.
Okay.
I've had touch UX and just stuff and Y.
So anything with 2 letters, I don't even bother with.
Okay.
But I do like hid because this was one of the locations where they did rules because they had to find hiding spots. We actually had the word hide show up on that device last week, so I'm not surprised that you had hid in there. Any other images I need to know about from you? And how many images did you get out of here? 4. Okay. We'll take those first. Wow. I don't know what Dr. Ladd looked like. There's no pictures of him. But that looks like 2 gentlemen in college, graduate outfits, the cap and gown kind of stuff. Just no cap. It's a very interesting piece.
So
All
the
right.
last 5 words I have are horrible communication, draw, decline, draw for,
Yeah, guts.
yeah, they were.
Nice. I was just going to say that. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
decline, facility and address.
The address. Hopefully the number shows up. Again, see, a lot of times when I say the address of where he lived, a lot of times the spirit box people aren't listening or focusing on that, and then they hear the actual address, and I'm like, oh, that's because that's his address. So hopefully we actually get it out of there. Cameras, go ahead and hit the stop buttons, and we're gonna go.
You should be recording this stuff.
Maybe you could.
Not in the trees because it catches them.
Something just came through, Kim.
Yeah, but I can't make it out. There's too much static.
Please raise your right hand.
Every so often I keep getting a female with just like one word.
Please raise your right hand.
I think the female voice is proof enough.
It's gone. I heard out of that.
Can you please raise your right hand?
You turn out of there.
It's continuing.
Still be respectful.
I heard hour. Yeah.
Can you come back on the screen, please?
So I came down
It's the tree, I think.
because we just had the anniversary of this. Like June 16th.
No, it's going out of the
Down
tree
the
too.
night after the June 15th tour, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I want to get some footage with the camera from Maddie, and I put it right in there. And a minute of me being here, I hear, hey, keys jingling, and then the word hey. I was
Come close,
at the car
please.
thinking I may somebody was monitoring the location. I'm not going to lose my license.
Oh, right.
So I just go back to the car, I go back to check the footage, nothing there.
Wow.
Nick, I got South Carolina.
Yeah, but you're listening to South Carolina radio station.
See, Maddie, see. Can you please,
And the number's 842.
can you please
Hey Nick,
put
Yeah, I do better
your,
like
yo Nick,
what you'll do when you get.
I'm listening.
She's had one where it had the three dots in the face.
So it looks like because this little bush in the background is moving, so I'm guessing she's picking that up. Anything with leaves is going to have
Yeah.
that 3 points. So she's doing the right thing by asking to, I heard her a couple times, can you please raise your right hand? Like that kind of thing. But in here, there's a lot of layers. So I usually double check it.
okay, very good.
But you're on the right track. But yeah, I could see like the bush moving, and that's what's causing it to pick it up. But all this high, oh,
That one.
That came out.
like that almost looks close. I'll definitely keep an eye on that. I want to see that when I freeze frame it and then brighten it up. See if it moves any different ways. Did you see anything weird out of yours, Maddie?
No.
Have I screwed up anybody's name yet, by the way?
Nope.
Nope.
Not a single one.
Good. I'm on fire this week.
Oh. I saw 3 dots, but no body.
Okay.
I'm starting to hurt.
Yeah, we'll give it another minute and then we'll go ahead and call it on this one, and I'll explain our last 2 stops that we'll be heading to.
I'm not finding anything of
Oh,
this.
Alan, you're not recording right now.
I'm not. Oh.
Nope.
I was recording. It stopped. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think this humidity's starting to get to my equipment, hence why the spirit boxes are acting up. And we did get rained on a few nights ago, so it might have been just the moisture getting in there too.
Noel said not like us, and then said yeah.
Okay, stopped.
Let me see your images. Let me see what I got going on there.
I want to say something, but then like.
That's all I have got.
It's definitely like
Mama, can you come hold in my hands? I'm getting tired. Oh, I'm getting stuff back. I'm getting stuff back. I was like,
I know they had a say
okay.
Like,
You're getting something, just not the bars either.
it makes me feel weird.
I'm getting something.
this one.
That's what I was looking at. I was like,
That might be an
I
actual
do
ghost.
understand.
Because it's not back again. You see why it's not consistent? There it was again.
It said Mimi. Hey,
Mimi?
we call her Mimi, and it just said Mimi.
So again, who did you guys bring
Oh,
with you?
okay, that might be a ghost.
It said Jessica, now it said Mimi. Is dancing, boogieing.
It's dancing.
It's
The one on
dancing.
the right.
no, we were looking for the one that pops up right here in the middle.
We heard you.
Anything weird going on there?
Noel got we heard you
Please make
in
it
all
not
bold
loud.
Let's
caps.
see if I can move over here.
Sylvia, how we doing on that word list?
So I've got,
Let me see.
Hold on.
I've got
Hold this for a second. Just hold it.
stare, people, officer, waiting, like ATA.
And not only that, but you hear the word wave, and she's asking the ghost to move her right in.
Noel
Ah.
Noel got this feels.
Let me see.
Looks like other chords are trying to come out.
Come.
We're going to go back down a little bit from where we were just standing, so I can kind of
We're
explain.
getting some flashes, like a straight line.
Yeah, it's picking up from the shadows over there.
Okay.
But yeah, let me kind of make that.
Oh,
I can explain the next.
okay.
I haven't gotten many pictures.
You got that? Hold on.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, come on.
Henry? Henry, why don't you give us something about your occupation so we know that you're here? Can you tell us about your job? You did a great job for that last night.
Somebody new?
There's a lot of new people here tonight. I bring new people every day. It's kind of perfect going on.
Wear themselves out? Late night?
Yes, it is a late night.
Yeah, it is late.
Henry? Tell us about your
How
job.
could you?
Tell us about your job. What do you do for work? Henry? Can you tell us about your work?
Mama, you got on the purple screen.
No, don't. George.
There it goes.
Did somebody else come with you tonight? Is there anybody else here with you?
Let it be. There's a bridge.
Henry?
Out of here.
Who else came with you tonight? You didn't make a lot of it.
Did it fall?
Being cool.
A whole lot?
Henry? Who else came with you tonight?
Someone for you?
Is it Dave?
Henry? Did you bring Dr. Ladd here with you? She normally gets with you?
Diego.
Candy.
The
You and
first.
you need to tell me your birthday so I can verify that it's you, please.
Did you read? Totally 4. A line duel. Your price.
Dr. Ladd, give us the year of your birth, please.
Do you trust?
No, I'm not going to verify that it's you. Otherwise, I'm going to go right back to Henry.
If you sit up there or something.
Henry, let's go back to Lisa and Lisa needs to be answering me directly. So let's get you back to talking about your work, please. Tell us what you did for a living.
Well, more. Some of us. Your favorite.
Maddie, do you have anything going on here? No images at all.
I can't even.
Henry, we're using the blue box tonight too, so if you can give us an image, Maddie doesn't fall
Find
asleep
out.
in there.
Prices never cease. So my husband.
Jeff, you got anything over there?
I've got Ash, ASH. I got Can, CAN.
Look this
Doctors, DRS.
DRS?
Mm-hmm.
Doctors?
way. Iraq. My friends.
Henry? Your work, please. What did you do? Thank you, Henry.
Where I don't belong.
I keep getting something here. And I keep feeling something's touching me right here.
Me too. It's getting really cold over there when I'm sitting next to Noel.
Yes, like layers upon layers. Look at this.
Wow.
We know.
Henry, not sure what this picture is, but can you get back to your work, please? We're still trying to verify that it's you that's here. We have other terms that say it might be Dr. Ladd. You need to correct us, whoever's here. So we know who we're speaking to.
Went away with you.
Henry? For Dr. Ladd, somebody verify themselves, please.
Some peace.
So we only do this for 10 minutes.
Walking makes it this. Chicken. Can now write.
Thank you for verifying your occupation. Tell us what you wrote about.
When I'm a tiger. 4 eye.
Jess.
Henry?
Works.
What was the theme of your
Her figure. Oh my. It was staring at me for a bit.
I'm gonna walk over there.
Read
If
it
you're
loud.
here, raise your left hand.
You need me to show you that appreciation? Yes, no question.
If you're here, raise your
Something
right
about
hand.
this.
Henry?
Sanity.
Henry, we're running out of time.
It's Jess. It's next to you. It's right there. It's right there.
Everyday pain. Of hope. Save 2. A chance to win.
Henry?
It's right there. There's something behind. Look. Hey, Jess. It was right there. It walked around you. But then it went back.
Touch my hand.
Why?
No, not you.
I was confused. I was like, why? I was like, why? Look, it still shows right there. Well, now it doesn't. Now that you're in the frame. It's gone now. Well, yeah. Wait, if I get you out of the... I got you. It keeps popping up a little
I
bit.
got an M, Mr. U-R-P.
Oh.
That's the truth.
Yeah, no.
But that was interesting.
Yeah, it was like a full figure. It wasn't like look, it keeps popping up again. It's like right in that area. You see?
Go stand right in front of it.
Look, it's popping up again. A little bit. It was just now. See? It keeps showing up. There's a big shadow. I'll look over here then.
Sure.
We did get a full one right under there.
Well, can you tell me what's going on? What feels weird? What's off? Like what?
There was a child in a hospital.
Okay.
It was like reaching. And then
You did say that phrase, children's hospital.
it was like a couple saying, like somebody saying, don't go.
So you don't have those headphones on then, right?
And that's the statement I got on the box.
Back up.
So we have seen people hyperventilate. I've seen one seizure happen like you said. So notice I didn't write anything of that down. I wanted to stay focused on her, like I was focused on breathing. That's why I showed you that picture all the time. And then when
Look,
it seemed like she almost
Jess is back.
cry, she changed her demeanor. I was like, what's going on? Be done.
It's back.
So let me see your headset while you're consoling her and getting her calm. Great. So well, we're not going to go anywhere until you are feeling comfortable. We're going to change the subject to try to break your mind off of things. Okay?
You want to give it another go? Or?
Oh no, we're done. Like this is
Okay.
normally only a 10-minute session anyway. She
Okay.
went for about 9 minutes. Like so she had a good solid run.
I
What?
just wanted the extra bag.
We're good guys.
For those that you just have wrong.
Yeah. So here is the person that she saw. She said that it actually had a mustache. I don't really
Look,
necessarily
Jess.
see the mustache going on here.
It's back again.
So
It keeps popping up and going away. Like, I don't know why.
wow, definitely lots of teeth. Yeah. I'm kidding. A lot of teeth in there. Yeah, imagine that as a virtual reality piece, like flying at your face. Yeah. You only had, what, 3 images? 2. Okay. So 2 out of this session then.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you guys actually, I mean, with us using this all night long, there was a lot of images that came through. So
It's right there.
there's a lot. I'm going to have to separate them by where we were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Times 3, 36. So about 36 images came through. So we'll see how many of those
go inside.
Y'all better, baby?
Takes me a minute.
Yeah.
That's a lot of simulation. So you guys can help her out.
So did any of these words correspond with what? So marble, exam, she was talking about hospital.
dry.
I do like, obviously, the exam. I didn't think of it in that sense. Like, I was thinking, because Henry used to be a school teacher, like, I was thinking of a school exam. And then I was a doctor's